Right. Perfect. And James, because I can see you in my screen, can you see the shared screen? Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Let me just drop this in the chat and we will get started. All right, in the chat, I put the link to today's slides. Okay, today is mentor kickoff. So this is the meeting that we normally host at the beginning of the year to go over our mentor contracts or our MOUs, to go over any changes that have happened in our program over the last year, and then also to set our intentions with our goals as mentors. Okay. Looking at our norms for today, we have equity of voice. We're going to share the air, especially when we're in our one and only breakout room today. We're going to be active participants. We're going to show safety to share all perspectives, and then always honor the code of confidentiality. For our virtual rules of engagement, we just ask that your camera is on. We know that people are more engaged when the camera is on. I know I feed off the audience too, and the participants when you guys are giving me nods and thumbs up, or if you're falling asleep and I know I need to throw in a joke and entertain you. Please make sure that you stay muted, and that's just to ensure the sound quality for everyone. If you need to change your name, I'm sorry, I was just looking at all the screens right now. If you need to change your name in your screen because maybe you're borrowing a spouse's computer or your child's computer, go ahead and change your screen name. That's how I take attendance. The Zoom report will capture your screen name, and that's how I go back and I'm able to see how long everyone was logged in for. So if your screen name does not have your first and last name, if you could just go ahead and click on the three dots in your corner of your screen where your image is, and you would click rename to rename yourself. Okay. We do have one breakout room today, so please make sure that you are engaged in that breakout room, making sure that your camera is on and that you're talking to one another. Please make sure that you utilize the chat for any questions, okay? I am here presenting alone, so I utilize the chat after the session to go back and answer any questions to follow up with you through email or either by phone call. We will also have a Q&A at the end of the meeting, okay? So if you have a question during the meeting, drop it in the chat or just save it at the end because I want to be mindful of everyone's time and to get us out of here on time. Okay. Looking at our agenda for the night, we have introductions, warm up, looking at the MOU, personal profile, and our protocols, sharing any updates for this year's program, review planning tools and new tools. We're going to set our intentions with mentor goal setting and find out what our theme for the year is. And then we'll close on out, okay, at number 7, okay? If you are a mentor that is paid by their district, that will be your time to log out of the meeting. I just need an additional 5 to 10 minutes for people who are paid through LACO to stay on so that I can give you LACO updates like UKG, the pay system, things like that, okay? I'll stay on at the end if people want to work on some of the items that I'm going to be sharing tonight, or if you have any questions, I'll stay on with you as long as you need me to, okay? So looking at our 3 essential questions for tonight, number 1 is what updates have been made to the LACO induction program? Number 2, how can I prepare to work with my candidate this school year? And number 3, what is my mentor goal this year and how will I implement this with my candidate? Looking at our LACO induction team, I wanted to make sure that you had a face to some of the names in our office and also their email so that if you ever had a question and you wanted to email the coordinator that's in charge of that, that you have that information. So the first picture on the left, that's our big boss, Rami Christofi. He is the director of our intern program. He is over our intern program and induction program. We have Dr. Sarah Medler. She runs our accreditation with the CTC. We have Kevin Koga, who is over our year one candidates, and Marissa Capel, who is over our year two candidates and early completion option candidates. Okay. And of course, you have me, Nicole Peters, who's in charge of mentor support. Just looking at some facts, I wanted you to have some numbers of just how large our program is. So looking at last year's number, we had over 500 candidates come through our program. We had 254 year one candidates. We have 206 year two candidates, and we had 66 early completion option candidates. When we look at our mentors, you guys are close to 300 mentors for LA County. We have 204 LACO employed mentors and 88 district employed mentors. And this number is slightly changing depending on if districts are bringing in more people for us to train. The picture that's over on the right-hand side, this is all of you, our mentors, and where you live. The different colors show the different credentials that people have. And so when we get to matching our candidates, we're looking for one filter is like credentials when we're matching you. But then the other thing is also location, right? And putting you in a place that doesn't put you too far out to go and observe your candidates. So, I just thought it was a really cool map to show just how far and wide we all are. Looking at our warm up, this is going to be our first breakout room, first and only breakout room. So we have a scenario for you. And the scenario is you have just been matched with your candidate. What do you do, say, ask in your first meeting with them? This is a great opportunity for you to connect with other mentors who maybe have been doing this for a while because they might have a tip or a trick or something that we might not have thought of, to ask our candidate for the first time. Okay, so I'm going to set us up for a breakout room for about 6 minutes. Okay, and then when the breakout room closes, it'll send you guys all back. All right, you should have a pop-up screen for the breakout room.
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna, I'll talk to you.
Sorry, I got kicked out.
It's okay, Robin. Do you remember what room you were in?
I didn't even get a chance until I was trying to turn on my phone and or turn on my camera, and it was like it cut me out. I don't know.
Yeah. No worries. Let me see. Uh, Hold on. There we go. Okay, there you go, Robin. Sharon, hey Brenda, we just set them into breakout rooms and they are talking about what they could do, say, or ask in their first meeting with a candidate. So I'm just going to go ahead and place you in a breakout room.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicole, it's Stacy. Hamagiwa.
Stacy, I got your
Hi.
text. I was in a whole bunch of meetings this
No problem.
afternoon, and Marissa said that she called you. So I
Yeah,
thought maybe
so-
we got it settled.
We got it settled, so we're good. Yeah, so this is my last 7 that should be attending. They're there tonight. I can see them online. Can you, when you get a chance, can you send me the sheet that you had with all the Zoom links for the mentor forums? I know I saw it somewhere and I misplaced it.
Yeah, I can send you what I have. I only have the Zoom links set up all the way to October. I don't have Zoom links set up for
Oh.
January on yet.
Okay, no problem. No rush then. I thought I saw it with all of them on there, but no problem. I'm good up to October. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure nothing like glitched in Zoom.
Right.
So
No
I
problem.
figure I would set those ones up a little later.
Oh, sure. That's not a problem. So yeah, and then I let you know Cindy Carlson, she has back to school night.
Okay, yep, I have that noted.
5:30. She should have at least her MOU and her personal profile. She'll try to stay on as long as possible, but she does have to go to the gym to be introduced to the parents.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
So I just want to let you know, she's probably going to log off a little bit sooner.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
sounds good. We'll see you Thursday.
How's it going? Oh yeah, I can
Yeah, it
gonna
was
see
good
you in a
today,
couple
yeah.
days.
Yeah, we had about 20 today and they got a lot done. And then about probably close to 30 on Thursday. And then the big group is September 5th. So yeah, come on by anytime that you and Marissa are free and say hello. And it'd be nice to just get out of the office maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick the September one. I have jury duty that week, so I didn't want to commit just in case.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need to get through all these trainings right now.
Oh,
It's just so
exactly.
crazy over here.
Yeah, so yeah, feel free to just come on by anytime. And if like I said, we're eating lunch about 11:30ish, 11:45 or so.
Okay.
So if you want to grab food, that's fine. If my gotta get back
You're
to the
so
office.
sweet.
Yeah, so okay, thanks so much. I'll let you go. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Hey, Lynn, good to see you.
Oops.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
And falling on the city as promised rock and rain.
All right, we have about 15 more seconds till everyone comes back. All right. All right. Elaine, Lima, is my screen being shared? Does it say the warm up?
Yes, it is.
Yes? Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Nicole, you're just like your predecessor. You cut us out of the break rooms way too fast.
Oh, I'll make sure I let her know.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
All right, everyone. I hope you got some good ideas from that activity. I know when I was starting off, a good tip that I got was to get everyone's like school calendars. That's something that I didn't think about in the moment at the beginning, because I didn't even know schools had ski week, some schools. And so I was supporting a teacher with the ski week. I scheduled an observation in February and she wasn't even there. Okay. So that was just a tip that I got or found out later that I thought it's nice to share. Okay. What we're going to cover next is our MOU personal profile and our form schedule. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the directions first, okay, and then we'll walk through the MOU together. Okay, so the first thing that I'm dropping in the chat is a link to the MOU. So what you'll want to do is you will want to download this, okay? As we are reading the items, there is a place after each number to add your initials. Then down at the bottom of page 1, there is a place for you to type your name, and that's going to count as your signature. We're going to date it, okay? Then we will save it and then upload it to Canvas. Okay, everything that we're doing, we're going to upload to Canvas. One, so that you can see exactly how your candidates upload things to Canvas. But then two, it's a great place for me to store everyone's items in one place. Okay, so that my email box doesn't get 300 MOUs being sent to me. Okay, it's just a nice place for you to store it, and I'll be able to see there your MOU. Okay. Let's see, the MOU should be completed before you start working with the candidates, okay? So here we go with our MOU. So number 1, we want to make sure that we as mentors are participating in all mentor forums and trainings. Number 2, we are making sure that we are providing an average of 1 hour of weekly support for our candidates. Okay, our observations, which is our elaborate or our execute tool, those are completed in person. Okay, and we do want to encourage, if you want to visit your candidates in person or have in-person meetings, those are encouraged as well. Okay, please remember that you should be having about 4 meetings per month, right? Because there's normally 4 weeks in a month. But I do want to just share, right? Like sometimes there's that 5th Wednesday in a month, okay? Or that 5th Tuesday because the 1st and the 31st fell on a Tuesday, okay? So I don't want to throw you off your normal schedule. Just keep your normal weekly schedule. So if there happens to be 5 one month because it falls on the 31st, that's fine. Just keep your schedule, okay? But for everyone, mostly it's about 4 meetings a month. Okay, phone calls, emails, and text messages do not count as your 1 hour meeting a month. So please try to connect through Zoom or Google Meet, however you normally like to have that interaction. On the second page of the MOU, that's where we really, sorry, this is just all of our meeting schedules. So if we look at our monthly meetings, okay, everything is spelled out with approximately how many weeks there are. If your candidate is not in school, you should not be meeting with them. You only need to meet with them when they are in school, okay? So if they have the whole week off for Thanksgiving, okay, you should not be meeting with them during that fall break, okay? If they have 2 weeks off for winter break, you don't meet with them during those 2 weeks. It's their break, it's your break, okay? So don't try to schedule a meeting during that time. Some schools have 3 weeks for winter break. So again, try to see when that's happening. Also spring breaks. Spring breaks happen all over the place, okay? Depending on the school, the charter, the district. So really find out if the spring break is in March or April, Okay, and so that's why you'll see in March and April the note that says take the week of the spring holiday off. Okay. Our program, we should try to get everything done in May. And so for the candidates, we tell them that their assignments are due in Canvas on May 16th for the whole program. And that's because we want to make sure that they get fully recommended before the next school year. Okay. And because also some schools end in May now, right? So we just want to make sure that we end with an appropriate amount of time. Moving to number 3, we're going to make sure that we are guiding our candidates through the induction requirements and be available to the candidate for any questions or concerns. Okay, you have all of your tools that you're going to be using with them, right? For item number 4, we're going to complete all of our components. All of them are stored in Canvas, including that one observation, the teacher in their classroom providing a direct instruction lesson. Okay, if you have a ECO candidate, which as I've been matching, I let you know if they're an ECO candidate, you'll have 2 observations for them, one in module 1 and one in module 2. Okay. Other than that, we know that we do an ILP, an individual learning plan. We create our SMART goal. We do co-assessments throughout the year. Oh, sorry. All of our tools from the different tool categories. And then as mentors, we're doing our mentor surveys and our goal setting activities. Okay. We're also just making sure that our candidates are uploading the tools in Canvas. Okay. For us, we're making sure that we develop the candidate's ILP, the individual learning plan, by the date provided by the coordinator for year 1 and early completion option candidates. And usually that's within the first 30 days, we should make sure that we're getting done with that ILP. Okay. Number 6, we as mentors, we are the ones that are scripting all of the conversations in the program tools, okay, with the exception of the ones that the candidates do. The candidates do the veteran teacher observation, and the candidates are the one that does the professional development log. Other than that, it should be us as mentors that are doing most or all of the typing. Number 7, please communicate any concerns, questions, or change in the candidate's employment status immediately with the program coordinator. You can just reach out to me and I can make sure I reach out to Kevin and Marissa. But if you feel comfortable reaching out to Kevin and Marissa, you can just go ahead and message them directly yourself too. Okay. Sometimes you might have concerns about the candidate and they might need some intervention. You could also just message me and I can reach out to Kevin and Marissa for that as well. For item number 8, please make sure that you are checking your emails. If you have any phone calls or written communications from anyone at LACO regarding the induction program. I'll say probably about 95% of all communications is going to come from me, okay? I will message things in Canvas. I will also message things through your email, okay? But I just want to remind you, and especially for our LACO employed mentors, please make sure that you're checking that LACO email because HR will send you some emails, either about expired credentials, expired TB tests, or when they drop in some mandatory trainings like mandated reporter or accepting our employee handbook, things like that, okay? So just make sure that you are checking those emails as well. We want to make sure that when it comes to documentation, this is number 9, that we are using the mentor logs at the end of each meeting. Okay, so mentors, you are completing a log and the candidate is completing a log. And then at the end of the month, one of my jobs is I'm cross-referencing mentor logs to UKG, mentor logs to the candidate logs to make sure that everything matches. And number 10, this is for our LACO employees only. We're going to make sure that we follow our contract consultant protocols, and that's going to be the last 10 minutes that I do with us today. Okay. So if you are ready to submit your MOU, please make sure that you save it. Okay. Save it to your computer. And then in the chat, I dropped in a link to Canvas. You just go ahead and click on that link. It will take you to a page that looks like this. Okay. And you want to click the blue button up at the top that says Start Assignment. Okay. It's going to have you select a file from your computer to upload, and then you just click Submit. Okay. And so I'll go through the MOUs giving you credit in the next couple days. The next thing that we are going to look at is the personal profile. Okay. And the first thing, the personal profile is what we do to collect like demographic data, things like that. Okay. You only need to complete this if you have any changes for the year. If you have no changes for the year, you can just ignore this. Okay. So we're going to complete this if you have a change in your address, a change in your phone number. Maybe you work at a new school this year and we need to update your school. Or congratulations, maybe you've earned another credential, okay? And you want us to add and update your credentials in the system, okay? So if you have any changes to any of those 4 items, you'll go ahead and fill out the personal profile. If you have no changes, again, you do not need to do anything, okay? You'll upload it to Canvas. I just dropped the link to Canvas for the personal profile. Okay, and then that's how I'll know who I need to print and make changes in our SIS system. Finally, these are our mentor forums for the year. We have 6 mentor forums starting in September. There are 2 options for each mentor forum for you to select. Okay. As we get closer, I didn't want to send out any links because of this meeting today, but after today, I'll go ahead and I'll send out the links for the September forums for you to register for. We're going to move on to updates. Okay, so update number 1, we are in the middle of our accreditation cycle. We're coming to the end of our accreditation cycle. We are in year 6. And so year 6 is a big year in the cycle. That is when a team comes and looks through our files. They do interviews with all of our different stakeholders in our program. And so this goes for our intern program. This is for our induction program. We are connected to the admin program. So if people are getting their admin credential, we're in an ed prep unit with the admin credential. And then also what's connected in our ed prep unit is the CTE credentialing department at LAGO. So we all get credentialed on a 7-year accreditation together, and a team from the CTC comes and basically looks at all of our evidence, you know, all of our schedules. You will be asked by Dr. Sarah Medler if you would like to participate in any of the breakout room interviews. And you can all the great things or all the things that need improvement. Hold on, just muting. With our program, we would love to have your feedback. And so stay tuned for an email from Dr. Medler if you do want to be a part of the interviews. Okay, that's going to be happening in February is our site visit. And then all goes well and we'll be accredited for another 7 years. So update number 2 is the new PK3 Early Childhood Education Specialist Instruction Credential. It is a mouthful, okay? This is a brand new credential from the state of California. This is if you want to teach Gen Ed in grades PK through 3. Okay. This does not replace the multiple subject credential. This is just in addition to the multiple subject credential, but we are going to be getting candidates soon that now have this new credential. Okay. You yourself can be eligible for this new credential if you want to add on this credential. And so if you are a multiple subject credential holder right now, and if you have 24 early childhood or child development units, you can actually self-certify yourself with the CTC and get a second or third, I don't know what number you are, but you can add another credential, this credential, to your resume. Okay. I know we have a lot of early childhood folks, okay, as mentors, and especially once this credential becomes thriving, okay, we're going to need mentors that have this credential who can support these teachers, okay? Right now, multiple subject people can still support these new credential holders. So we're not in a bind yet, but I just wanted to let you know that if you are interested in getting this credential, I'm putting a link to the CTC webpage, but it just kind of spells out, you're going to fill out a 41-4 form. You're going to pay the $100 to add the credential, and then you just provide the transcripts that proves that you have 24 units. Okay, and then bam, you have another credential. Eventually, TK teachers will need this credential, okay, in the coming years in order for them to teach TK. Right now, they're still able to teach TK with a multiple subject credential, but this is just looking to the future, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you had the information, but then also you can share the information with people at your school site who might be interested. Update number 3, I want to make sure that everyone has the new 24-25, that's the school year, mentor class, okay? I have attempted to add everyone in Canvas, okay? But I see that not everyone has accepted the mentor course in Canvas. So if you haven't accepted yet, I'll probably be reaching out to you in the coming days. If you're having problems uploading your MOU or your personal profile, it's probably because you haven't accepted the class, okay? So we'll make sure that we get you up and running with the new 24-25 mentor class, because this is the one that we'll be using for this year. The homepage should look like this with the little waves on it, okay? That's how you know you're in the right place. We changed the image, we changed the year up at the top, okay? So that should show you where you're at. I'm going to show you a couple things in Canvas right now, just to get yourself a little more acclimated. Okay, so I'm going to show you images on these next slides, but one, I'm going to show you how you can find it in Canvas if you're in the right class. I want to make sure that your announcements are turned on, okay? And then I wanted to show you my booking link that is there in Canvas. Okay, so I know this screen is a lot, okay? Picture this screen with this line cut in half. There are 2 ways that you can check if you are in the right place in Canvas, okay? And so the first way that you can check is if you look in the vertical red toolbar on the far left side, you can click on Courses, okay? Once you click on Courses, up at the top, make sure that you click All Courses, okay? Because these are all the courses that you've been assigned in your career. Okay, we have some people who have had lots of courses because maybe you've been a veteran for a while, okay? Once you click on all courses, then hopefully you should see 24-25 induction mentors. So you can just click on that and that will take you directly to our page, okay? Another way, a second way that you can get to the class is instead of clicking courses, you can click on dashboard in the vertical red. Okay, I like looking at the dashboard because it provides different tiles. Okay, the tiles active buttons. Okay, so you can maneuver the buttons around. You can drag the 24, 25 button up to the top, or you can rearrange them however you want it to look in the dashboard. Okay, and so this is what it looks like. It has the teach with the letter beads. Okay, and that's a different way that you can access the course. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to show you was just if you can make sure that your notifications are turned on in Canvas, okay? So again, in the vertical red toolbar, you want to click on Account. Then you want to click on Notifications, okay? Then there will be a drop-down menu where you can make sure that you're in the 24-25 mentors. You can toggle that switch to make sure notifications are on, but then also go down to announcements. These are the announcements that I send out, similar to emails. And you just want to look at the far right side and have that green bell. Okay. If your bell is gray with a slash through it, it means that you will not get announcements. Okay. So just make sure that the green bell is there so that you're notified. Okay. One of the third changes with the homepage, or not really a third change, one of a change, okay, is I wanted to bring your attention to the different types of office hours that we have. This one that is down at the bottom of the page, this is what we're used to seeing, okay? Every Wednesday, induction holds office hours from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, okay? This is for mentors, this is for candidates, this is for people who just want to find out more about LACO, okay? So if you have people at your school site that are like, I want to know more about induction, just send them our Wednesday office hour link. Okay, thanks, Darcy, for the head nod. The thing with these office hours on Wednesday, this is a roulette of which coordinator you might get. Sometimes I'm in there, sometimes it's Kevin, sometimes it's Marissa. Okay, so you as a mentor, you can absolutely go there if you have a question and anyone can answer it. But if you want to talk specifically to me, then I would encourage you to just click Book Office Hours with Nicole Peters. And that's on the left-hand white vertical toolbar. Okay. And so this can set you up with a 20-minute or a 45-minute booking. It sends you straight to my calendar. So it reserves time on my calendar so that I can provide you help with maybe either mentor tools or getting you started, or if you just don't know how to do something. Okay. I also included this booking link in my email signature. So if you're having trouble navigating this, just pull up one of my old emails and you'll see it in my signature line. Okay. So I'm just here to support you with anything that you need support with. Okay. Update number 4 is I made a couple changes to the mentor logs. Everyone completes mentor logs. Okay, whether you are a LACO employee or if you are a district employed mentor. Okay, at the end of every meeting, everyone completes a mentor log. I'm going to show you a sample. I dropped a sample of the log in the chat if you want to follow. Okay. This is okay if you submit because I'm not checking the July logs. July logs are already closed. Okay. So in the mentor log, you will put your email up at the top. The first change that you'll see is it is a drop-down menu for your name. Okay. I had to make this change because y'all were spelling your names wrong. Okay. And it was making it hard for me to sort through the data. Okay. Some people were putting first name first, last name first, weird spaces, weird spellings, and it messed me up. Okay. Because remember, there's 300 of you times 4 and 1 of me. Okay. And I know Ashley can feel this pain, okay? So the first thing is your name is a drop down, okay? Uh, if you don't have to scroll through it all, let's just say my last name starts with a W, okay? I could just, once I open the drop down menu, I can type a W and it's going to drop you all the way down to the bottom. So it's not like you're going to be scrolling forever. Okay. If you don't see your name there right now, this was just my practice log. Okay. By the time our next mentor logs come around, everyone's names should be updated. Okay. Unless I didn't know you were mentoring, then I'll go ahead and I'll add your name. Okay. So just send me an email if you don't see your name in the real logs, okay? And I'll make sure that it gets added. You want to add your candidate's name, its last name, first name. All of this looks the same, okay? The date of the interaction, the type of the interaction, if you're doing in-person or a virtual meeting. What did change a little, okay, is for my LACO contract consultants, okay? Did you travel to the candidate's school? Okay, and that's because you're using an execute tool. Okay, last year you guys got paid extra to travel for the execute tool. Okay, but it was a separate form. I wanted to just put it all on one form so that you didn't have to go in two different places. Okay, so if you are doing an execute tool, okay, then you can go ahead and mark yes and give yourself an extra half hour. Okay. This didn't change, you know, your start time and your end time. I just updated this to say half hour because if you added the half hour for travel. Otherwise, everything should be rounded to the nearest hour. Okay. And again, here are your options: 1 hour because we average it out, right, to just 1 hour, or 1.5 because you did the travel. Okay. The compensation source is who pays you, whether it's LACO or your district, okay? And then the only change here that I added, these are the focus of your interactions. I added a box for just-in-time mentoring because sometimes we're not doing a tool with our candidates. Sometimes we're just helping them off the ledge, okay, because they think they're going to quit tomorrow, okay? So I added that box for just-in-time mentoring. Okay. Other than that, once you click submit, you will be able, a copy of this will get sent to your inbox. Okay, that's why there's the email up at the top so that you get a copy of your mentor log. You can go ahead and you can change your mentor log yourself. I gave you editing access. But if you feel more comfortable, Nicole, I made a mistake on my log. Can you fix it? Just go ahead and shoot me an email. Update number 5, hopefully this is actually the final year that this will be an update, okay? I don't know if you remember, but there was this thing called COVID, okay, a couple years ago. And we have teachers that got their credential during COVID, okay? Because they got their credential in COVID, okay, they were able to postpone doing their TPA and doing their RICA test. But that all expires this year, okay? And so really what we are focusing on is the RICA, okay? And this is mostly for candidates that are multiple subject credential holders or mild, moderate, or extensive support needs, okay? These are the ones that need the RICA. If they do not pass the RICA by June of this school year, then they will have to take the TPA cycle 2 next year. Okay. And so that's when they have to record themselves and do all this annotation. It's a lot more work. So I will make sure if we do have any candidates that need RICA support, if you can just in your weekly check-ins, you know, just remind them, hey, have you signed up to take the RICA yet? When are you going to do it? You know, are you studying? Do you need some study materials? You know, and we can share that with them. Okay. So I will let you know if they have RICA. And then so that you could just build in those reminders in your weekly meetings. Okay. After this year, it's done. Okay. So we're trying to get as many candidates passed as possible. Update number 6 is any of our candidates that were year 1 last year and you were their year 1 mentor, you're going to roll into this school year still being their mentor. I've reached out to people whose schools have changed, and I'm still in the process of, we're just finalizing and catching up with some of our year 2s who have switched districts, or they got riffed at the end of last year, and so they're looking for new jobs. So me and Marissa, we've been working with those candidates trying to find out things. But if you find out anything, please let us know, because sometimes, and I'd say most of the time, you as mentors might find out things before we find out things. So if you can just let us know so that we can make sure that we have all of their correct information in place. We want to make sure that no one is subbing. If they're substituting, they cannot do induction. So we'll just have to pause their program until they find a permanent teaching position. So, so yeah, you can begin working with them after tonight, or if you've signed your MOU already, you could go ahead and start working with your year 2 people, the people who you've rolled over with, okay? New year 1 and ECO people are constantly being dropped on my desk. It's actually starting to pick up now because we're in the final 33 days of the application process. So now is when everyone is really starting to enroll in our program. It's been a little slow because not a lot have come through, but they're going through advisement, and I'll start to be matching a lot more in the coming weeks. But these people are new candidates. They have until September 30th to enroll with us, which means that you won't get matched until they enroll. Okay, so thank you for being patient with the matches. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to some planning tools and then also some new tools for the year. And so if you are following along with me and having the slide deck open, I put a big heart on this page because this is the page that I think would be the most helpful for you in planning for the school year. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to drop. Okay, please excuse. I'm putting a long chat, okay? But these are all of the links that are on this page if you don't have the PowerPoint open. Okay, the first thing is a calendar. I like to have one printed for each of the candidates that I'm supporting so I can just, highlight when their winter break, when is fall break, when is spring break, when are your pupil free days, when do I want to start planning my execute in-person visit, okay? So this is just a year at a glance for you to write all over, okay? It's just a personal preference. You don't have to use it, but I just dropped it in for you. This one is, the second one is modules at a glance. So these are the items that you complete as mentors with your candidates. So you'll see that ILP is in each of the modules, the co-assessment. Sorry, this was from one of my trainings yesterday. Okay, you'll see that in the investigate tool is only in module 1 and 4. It's not in module 2 or module 6. So this is just a nice way to kind of see everything at a glance. You'll also see down at the bottom, right, that module 3 or 6 has a couple extra goodies in there, okay? So don't be surprised, when you're trying to close out the year in May by these 2 extra assignments that are in there. And that's the end of the year reflection, the post co-assessment, where you look at all the standards, okay? And then also a time for them to do, to work through the SMART goal reflection at the end of the year. So you want to make sure that you save time at the end, okay? You might want to use that calendar and go through kind of each of these things and kind of put them on your own calendar, okay? Just to make sure that you've allowed yourself time to get everything done. Okay. The third one is a planning guide. So this is just a more elaborate way from that last page that I showed you. So this can break down, it has all of the assignments here for Module 1-4. Okay, as you scroll down, here's all the Module 2 assignments that you need to complete with your candidate, and then all of your Module 3 assignments with your candidate. What I like about this tool is you can actually put in dates of when you think you're going to work on it. Remember, you do not need to go in order within the module. You can bounce around with whatever makes sense. Okay. But then what I also like about this tool is there's check boxes for you to write down if you've completed it. Okay. But then also a way for you to check on your candidate. Did they turn it into Canvas? Okay. So I like that because it's just a nice way of checks and balances. Okay. One of our favorite tools. Okay. Remember, there's two ways that you can access tools. One way is in Canvas. All of the tools are linked in Canvas. When you, sorry, let me just go. Okay. When you're in Canvas and you're looking for tools, remember these are all active buttons that you can click on to find the tool categories for you to click on, and then have the directions and the tools down at the bottom. That's one way. Okay. The other way is this tool spreadsheet. And so down at the bottom, these are all the tool categories down at the bottom. And here's all of the links to the tools that you can just click on directly from the tool spreadsheet. This is the one that I like to have bookmarked so that I don't have to log into Canvas every time. Okay, I like to have it here. The other thing that I really like about this spreadsheet is over, if you click to the right, you have tool samples here. So if you ever not know how to complete a tool, you can look at different tool samples with how to complete it. Okay. So it's just a great place to kind of self-start and self-look at things. If you are a new mentor, even if you are a veteran mentor and you don't know what tools to pull, I included the tool name glossary. And so you could look at the tool category. You can see the names of the tools on the left-hand side and just a small paragraph of what that tool encompasses on the right-hand side. Okay, so if you're ever stuck and you kind of don't know and you don't want to click around and explore the tool yourself, you can just look for the summary or the synopsis to get you started to see if that's a good tool for you. Okay, so that's a tool name glossary. And then this is a spreadsheet, this final one, that I just wanted to bring back to your attention. Okay, we have a spreadsheet just filled with resources. Okay, so if you as a mentor, if you're sitting there and you're like, you know what, I don't know anything about PBIS. Okay, my candidate is their principal is talking about this thing called PBIS. I don't know what PBIS is. Okay, these are resources for you. I can click on PBIS and here's all these resources on what PBIS is. Okay, or maybe your candidate needs some ideas for their professional development because their school doesn't give them professional development. And it's like, oh, I have a really cool resource for you. Let me go find it and give it to you. Okay. So down at the bottom, there's tons of different categories: collaborative learning, grants, ELs, classroom management, bullying, family connection, social emotional learning. So if you have any resources that you want to share with me, I'll go ahead and I'll add it to our spreadsheet here. Okay. But a lot of awesome stuff here. Okay, so that's the shared resources spreadsheet. Okay. Now, I think I have a guest speaker here, or actually, wait, nope, I have a couple tools that I'm going to go over first. Um, one of our tools, we're going over now some tool updates, okay? Something that we did this year, we got a lot of feedback from mentors about the veteran teacher observation tool. And so now the veteran teacher observation tool can be used for professional development. Okay. So your teachers can either do the PD tool or they can observe another teacher and that can count as their professional development. Okay. Right. Because just looking at teachers, watching them do their thing, right? That counts as professional development. They're probably learning a lot more in that observation about what they can do in their classroom. We also heard this from candidates that they want to go and observe people more. Okay. So if you have candidates that want to go and observe, encourage them to use the veteran teacher observation to count as their professional development. Okay. Another new tool that we have, this tool actually just had a makeover. Okay. This tool used to be called the Getting to Know Your Candidate tool. Okay. Now, I just put it in the chat. Now, this tool is called Establishing a Strong Partnership. Okay. So instead of it feeling more one sided, before it was, right, it was called Getting to Know Your Candidate. So it was a lot of you just finding out about your candidate, but it was never an opportunity. I mean, unless you shared more about yourself, now it forces you to share some of your ideas, okay, about your philosophies of teaching or your past experience, okay? So this tool replaces the Getting to Know Your Candidate tool. Okay, and you'll see by looking through the link, okay, how that tool looks. This tool should only be used in module 1 or 4 because it's one of the first tools that you use. You shouldn't be using this in module 6 at the very end, okay? We're hoping you guys get to know each other early, okay? And this tool can count into 2 different categories. It's either going to count in elaborate or reflect. And you can see that up at the top, okay, with which tool category you want to use that for. Another new tool that we have is the mid-year program summary tool. I just dropped it in the chat. What this tool does is it looks very similar to the CAL, okay? But the difference is this can be shared with the administrator, okay? Through email. You don't have to have a meeting with the principal. This is just what you can share. What we noticed on our site visits, the principals wanted an update on how their candidates were doing. How can I support my candidates? They kind of felt a little in the dark about how their candidates were going through induction. So this tool is an informal way of letting them know this is what they're working on. It's very similar to the triad, and what you could do is you could actually prepare this tool and do it in the mid-year triad, okay? But it just provides them some information more about their new teacher on their campus, okay? So this one is called the mid-year program summary. This tool should only be used in module 2 or 5, that middle module. Okay. All right. Now I think I have a guest speaker. Lynn, are you still here?
Yep, I'm here.
So Lynn is one of our super amazing mentors, and she has worked with other mentors about hearing some changes or to find out new tools that could be used. And so she's developed some other new tools that we would love to share with you. So go ahead, Lynn.
Okie dokie. Are you gonna open it all the way? So,
Yep, I
Okay.
just dropped it in the chat for everyone.
okay, great. Okay, yeah, okay. I developed this tool because I've had a few resource specialists who are required to work only push in. And over the years, I'd have to say that it is rare that I see the resource specialist play a role that's active. In other words, they're usually kind of like a teaching assistant. They kind of run around to their IEP kids and assist them as needed. They don't often have time to collaborate, so don't always really know what happened in the lesson before, the lesson after. You know, they don't have the scope and sequence of the lesson and what's going to be happening. So I did this because I have one teacher right now that actually needs this. So if you could scroll up a little bit, you could also include a resource, a service provider. So for example, a lot of students with IEPs will have a ELA goal that's something like, we'll work on figurative language. And I always require teachers to look at the related services goal. So they'll look at the speech and language goal and see something like, we'll work on expressive language. Well, guess what? That's figurative language. So you can work on that. And or it'll have a goal that's very similar. So sometimes having the speech and language therapist, which I realize is a luxury, and the general ed teacher and the RST together, which can be done on a Zoom meeting, since it's not always convenient. Speech people are usually itinerant, or not from a non-public agency. So at any rate, so the purpose of the collaboration is the first thing. And I made a laundry list here because there are a lot of reasons to collaborate that aren't always obvious. So I figured they could kind of go through this and maybe they're only going to list 2 or 3. So for example, one that's sort of unusual is where the RST has already seen some of the materials the teacher is going to be working with, and they have an idea about how it might be adapted that would work better for some of their kids. So they can meet to discuss a suggested adaptation and whether or not they use it with all the kids or whether that they use it with selected students or whatever. So anyway, that's the first part. The second part is what are there to kind of take stock of what are your current collaborative practices? That's kind of a reflection on that. And I don't know how you guys do it, but when I look at the bullets, it's not a lot, it's not like a question by question you answer. It's more like you use it as a scaffold for the discussion. And then preparing for collaboration. What are you going to need to do ahead of the meeting? Do you need to have work samples? Do you need to have something from the CUME records? Do you need to have your calendar, whatever? And then what do you need to bring to the meeting? Then from there, that first part, section 1, you can count towards as a, let's see, what was it? Okay, you can count it as an investigate or plan, okay? The second part, if you scroll down, can be used for elaborate or reflect. And this is basically the reflection. So you prepare for that meeting, you help prepare your resource specialist, whoever, to go into that. You know, a GE teacher can call a collaboration. I mean, it doesn't always have to be the resource specialist. Ideally, it would be great if the, GE teachers would ask for that. But at any rate, so it could be the GE teacher. So anyway, post meeting, there's a reflection. So what did you discuss in the meeting? If some schools have protocols, they have notes for meetings. As long as there's no last names, it's okay. So you could actually, say see attached notes or something. But anyway, and then a follow-up, who will do what by when? And if there wasn't a decision that somebody was going to do something by a certain date, then it might be what actions or reflections might you take as a follow-up for your own purposes. And then the last one is collaborative process. Reflect on your collaborative experience, identify next steps you might take to refine your skills, including building professional trust. And then, how it matches the whatever. And then at the bottom of it, there's all kinds of resources, but I felt compelled to throw in, I don't know if it's there, some of the laws, actual quotes from the Ed Code. And then let's see, the next one.
So yeah, so mentors, this counts as 2 tools Okay, because they're preparing for a meeting, having a meeting, and then you're doing a reflection piece with them. So super awesome. It counts as 2.
And then this tool is again for the resource specialist that is,
Oh.
it could be for any resource specialist, it does push in, but it's probably good for resource specialists that they only push in. And so this one can be used as a plan or elaborate. And it's basically designed to have them describe the resource specialist model, if they're pull out both. And in some cases, they're also a co-teacher, which is both teachers carry a roster, both teachers are responsible for the full school year for the full curriculum. So again, it's got a series of questions about the overall context and planning for the target session, which means the instructional session that the resource specialist is going to be in the classroom with the general ed teacher. And then the second part is a description, the makeup of the full class, the gist of that, and then the gist of the IEP goals. Now, I don't care about measurable terms and conditions because, you know, you don't have time for that. But basically, what's the gist of it? Figurative language, write a 5 sentence paragraph for blah, 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 whatever it is. And I also have them put related services goals in there. I also make sure they put in if there's a BSP or a BIP, a behavior plan that's written into the thing. That's really important that they're aware of that and how they can also make the general ed teacher aware of it. And then what's the focus of the lesson, during the lesson, strategies, blah, blah. And then evidence of learning the product or whatever. And then the next session is the approximate minutes per section. So they have to have talked with the general ed teacher. There is also a collaboration tool that we have, or the collaboration tool we use that you actually could use to plan for this lesson. So you could kind of get a couple of tools done out of one thing. So this is where they're going to write exactly what the lesson is going to be from the beginning, the instructional session begins to the end of the instructional, even if the resource specialist is not in the room the full time. Then it's like, what will the resource specialist be doing and when? So maybe they're not in the classroom the first session, so it'd be not present. And then the next section, they can add lines to this. And then over on the other side, what will the general ed teacher be doing during the time the resource specialist is in the classroom? Ooh, gee whiz. Oh, okay, right, what they're doing. Okay, and then again, at the bottom, I have all kinds of resources. Oh, I guess it's this one that I put the regulations, the ed code regulations on resource specialist and models and so on.
I really liked this image too that was included on this 6 different co-teaching models, okay? Because maybe your teachers don't even know how they could co-teach with an RST in their classroom. So this is just some really cool, I just really liked that, that image. So thank you for including that, Lynn. There.
My resource specialist this year, we just wrote her SMART goal. It's going to be basically to collaborate. That's her whole goal. And then in order to maximize student learning in an inclusive setting. So at any rate, this one is a little bit confusing at first, but just to be clear, it's original teacher designed material. This is not taking an existing material, an existing something rather, and tweaking it. That is not what it is. This is the equivalent of almost starting from scratch, something that's not there. And so the first part is a curriculum material or description and design. So if it's going to be modeled after something existing, but it's going to be a significant difference for their particular purposes. And the key word is significant. Or is it going to be totally original? And why do you need this original material? And how is it going to be incorporated into the existing published curriculum, if so explained, or required curriculum, however you want to look at that. Is it designed for teacher planning, student instruction, student activity, or other? And the next section is what will be the heading, describe the material, content, activity, blah, blah, and then so on. And then the last part is what are the design features and why? What are those? And then you can link the material to it with a hyperlink, or you could cut and paste it in there if you wanted, or you could just upload it second if you want, but you need to have the actual document included. And so I wanted to show you a few examples of it. This one is let's see, where's some of the examples? Let's see. Okay. This one. Okay, this one was a photography teacher who worked in a regional occupational program on a high school campus, but he was getting a single subject to teach as a single subject teacher in the school setting. So he had really little experience with classroom teaching versus teaching kids or young adults to get into a profession of some sort. So he was having trouble engaging the kids. He explained all the reasons why. Basically, he had no visuals, no outlines, no nothing for the projects. He did a weekly project. There was a format to the project. So we created this as a template that he could use with every project he does. So a description of the project, the project objective, new academic language. He thought it was a lesson plan, so he was going to do it on his own, and he just came back and he said, oh my God, and he had this whole lesson plan, and he said, I didn't really understand. He had an article to read, but for whatever reason, it didn't click for him. So I said, well, let's just, he said, can we do it together? Great. So now I realized we're going to take 1 or 2 more sessions to do this, but we're not going to get any credit for it. So I said, we need a tool for this. I want credit. Okay, so we went through, we designed it, we put the steps in. He always had group work. He always had an individual work, and day 3, it was the first 2, it was a block schedule. So they had 2 90-minute periods and 1 55-minute period. So the 3rd day always had a certain format to it. Each step begins with a verb. I always start the action you want the kids to take with a verb. Okay, and then explain what that is. He said the kids don't upload their work. It's late, even when they've done it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in red, we put save and upload to Google Classroom, save and upload, and save and up. The last day it was submit if not already submitted. So he had a checklist. He didn't require them to use it. However, enough of them liked it when they lost their copy, they said, can I get a new copy? So we know that it was engaging them. We did a little bit of analysis and we found that there seemed to be somewhat better submission of projects on time and done correctly. So that was the goal of this one. The other example, and this is where, Ashley, are you present?
I'm
Yes.
here.
Okay, great. Ashley, maybe you could explain this one.
Okay. So I had a kindergarten dual immersion teacher last year, and she just finished, and she had really 3 different DI curriculums she was working with for reading and language arts. So it was very hard for her to figure out what she was supposed to be teaching at what time and make sure she got everything in. There wasn't a pacing guide. There wasn't anything available to her. So what we did is really just make a pacing guide for the SLA, ELD, and writing so that she could make sure that she was hitting everything she needed to, and also see if there was any overlap so that she didn't have to repeat herself and things like that. So she was super excited about it. It was super helpful. But of course now she's moved to 1st grade. So now she wants to do one for 1st grade.
Ashley, how many sessions did it take to do this?
This took a whole module. It really took a whole
Okay.
module. It took a
So-
lot of time.
So again, that's the reason why I created this tool, because I think personally, there are times that it's so critical that something is going to be so helpful to this teacher that, but we're feeling like, oh, we got to race on through these 4 tools or whatever, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you could use a CAL, except for you can only use 1 CAL, blah, 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 blah. So
And her
it's-
SMART goal was to understand and teach all of the kindergarten standards. That was her goal. So it really fit in nicely with what she was trying to do anyway. So, yeah,
So it was worth the time.
it was definitely worth the time. Much more meaningful than me just picking random tools for her to work on.
Ashley, was she looping at least?
Nope. 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 They had her in a K1 combo. She got out of that.
All right. Thank you so much, Lynn and Ashley, for showing us some new tools. There are so many tools that you can choose from, but these are just the new additional tools that we wanted to bring to your attention for this upcoming year. Okay. I just wanted to bring your awareness to year one first ECO candidates. The skeleton of year one and ECO candidate look pretty identical with the exception of the elaborate section. Okay, ECO candidates, they'll need to be observed 2 times. Okay, and so you're going to observe them once in module 1 and then once in module 2. So instead of elaborate in the ECO category, elaborate gets changed to execute, okay? So that you can do that observation. Because I didn't want you to lose that new tool if you wanted to establish a strong partnership, that's why the establish a strong partnership tool could either be used in elaborate or it could be used in reflect so that you can still use that tool to get credit. Okay, so again, the skeleton of year one versus ECO is the same. Your candidates will be applying for ECO. Just because I said that they're ECO when I matched you, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to get into our ECO program. So that way, if their application gets denied, all their work doesn't get lost. It still counts as all the year one tools. Okay. All right. One of the final things that we are going to be doing tonight is our mentor goal setting. And so over the past 3 years, we worked on equitable environments. We worked on teacher wellness. And last year, we worked on inclusive environments and learner agency. And all of these things get pulled from our mentor practice standards. So just like how there's teaching standards, there are mentor practice standards. This year, drum roll, is we are going to do standard 3.6, which is building the beginning teacher's capacity to create effective partnerships with families and local communities to improve instruction and learning for students of all backgrounds. Okay, and the reason why we selected this goal for this year is because remember next year that we're going to be learning new CSTPs. And the new CSTPs talk a lot about engaging with families and asset-based assessments of students, okay? And so this is trying to help our teachers prepare to have those conversations with parents, okay? Here I'm going to drop in, oh, hold on, it didn't copy. All right. There are 3 things that are in the chat, okay? And I'm gonna walk us through them, okay? But one is the template. Every mentor should click on the first link to get the template, okay? What I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you an example of what my mentor goal looks like. Okay, so if you just want to copy mine, okay, because you think mine's is awesome, then that's fine. Okay, but I do want to give you the option of creating your own. Okay, the third link that's in there is where you'll submit it. Okay, let me go through the directions before I walk you through the sample. Okay, so you're going to open the mentor goal template. That's what I linked in the chat. You're going to complete all the green and yellow sections. Okay, you're in the green section. That is going to be your 3 essential questions. In your yellow section, those are going to be your action steps. And then step number 5 is you're going to upload your copy to Canvas. And that's the 3rd link that's in the chat. Okay, this is due at the end of September. So you have time to do this or get it done now. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. Oops. Okay, you open up the document. It says the 24-25 mentor goal. I said that we are completing all the green and yellow sections. So I filled out my name and today's date. Okay, my acronyms here, BOY is not boy as in male, it's beginning of year. Okay, we will do this again in January. That's MOY for middle of year. And then we will do this again in May, and that's going to be the EOY, end of year. Okay, so you'll see that we are going to use this same document 3 times this year. I already have a SMART goal for you if you want to go ahead and copy that. I think that's what I have written in the template. Okay, but by May 2025, I will share research-based resources, knowledge, and skills in order for the candidate to create effective partnerships with families and local communities to improve instruction and learning for students of all backgrounds. And this is going to be evidenced by candidate survey data. In the green section, I have a question bank for you of 6 possible essential questions that you want to use this year. Okay, you do not need to highlight them. I highlighted them so that you can see it a little easier, but you can pick 3 questions. What do you want to focus on this year with your candidate? So there's the direction, choose 3. Copy and paste them or type them in the green section below. So I want to do question number 1, and I put it right here, question number 1. To what extent does the beginning teacher understand the role of family in student engagement? Question 2, I pulled from the STEM number 3. How do I guide the beginning teacher in communicating with families in ways that are timely, welcoming, and responsive to individual student and family needs that convey respect and understanding of cultural norms? And for essential question number 3, I pulled that from question number 5. How do I support the beginning teacher to become familiar with student communities and to feel comfortable and capable of engaging the community members to inform and strengthen instruction to support the families, okay, and students, okay? Once I pick my 3 questions, okay, now I come up with my action plan, and this is for the beginning of year. This is what I intend to do. I don't know if this is really going to happen, okay? This is just my goal, okay? So I put in the date when I did this. It was August 1st, okay? And this is what I said I was going to do. I might use the shared resources spreadsheet that I showed you all. And I'm going to find articles to share with my candidate about the positive effects of family engagement. Okay, I'm also going to share with them different ways that I've engaged families in the past. Okay, and then the 3rd thing that I intend to do is me and my candidate are going to create different definitions of levels of engagement. Okay, and what that could look like in their classroom, right? If I am a single parent working 3 jobs, my engagement might look different than somebody who can volunteer their time in the child's classroom. Okay, and is any one way better than the other? No, but we just need to have different ideas for how families can be engaged. Okay, maybe they could take home my decodables and prepare all of my decodables for my students. That's a way for a family to be engaged, right? So just creating those different ideas. For my essential question number 2, I said that I like to co-design a survey that I sent home at the beginning of the year, trying to find out different information about the candidates or the students in my classroom, maybe their preferred ways of communication so that I know, oh, they like to class dojo. Oh, they want to text, maybe I'll do a remind app for them. Maybe I find out, wow, there's 14 people living in this 2-bedroom apartment, right? Some things that I just want to know, okay? I will share resources to help my candidate prepare for parent-teacher conferences. I might role play with my candidate. Let's do some parent-teacher conferences. Okay. And then I might even, I've had to do this with one of my candidates. I might need to check some of the messages that they're sending to the parents because they're like, I don't know why this parent is so offended. And then I read their message and I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have said that. Okay. So that might be something that I have to do to help them just communicate a little better with parents. Okay. And then that third essential question, something that I've done with my candidates, we did a virtual mile radius walk around the candidate's school just to find local community resources. How close is the closest library? How close is the closest dentist? Where is the Zumba class, that parents can take? Another one is looking at the school or community events that the teacher could be present at, right? Maybe the school's PTA hosts a lot of different events that the teacher can be present at, right? But they need to find out what those events are. And then also I can help gather local flyers or resources from the surrounding community, and then help that candidate share those resources with their families. Like, hey, I found this really cool Earth Day Taste of Inglewood event that's happening in February. You could share that with your families. Okay. So these are just some ideas. I don't know if I'll really do all these things, but I thought these are some ideas that can help you get started as you create your own. Okay. So all you are doing is you're doing the green and yellow sections. And then that third link in the chat, you want to upload that document to Canvas for me by September 30th. Okay. Here's just a slide that shows you my sample. Okay. So this brings us to the end of our presentation. Okay. Here's a reminder of the 3 essential questions that I hope we covered today, which was number 1, what updates have been made to the LACO induction program? Question 2, how can I prepare to work with my candidates this school year? And question 3, what is my mentor goal this year? And how will I implement this with my candidate? In the chat, I'm dropping the survey. Okay, so this is your exit ticket tonight to complete the survey. If you are a district that is compensated by the district, then this is your opportunity to log off and say goodbye. Okay. Otherwise, if you are a LACO employee, if you can just hang on for 5 more minutes while I close us out. Okay. So goodbye to those district employees. We will see you in September. Okay. Also, if you have questions, just stay on till the end and I can work with you on some of the documents or answer things for you. Okay. Our next forum, okay, I will put this in an email, but I know I have some early birds that want to register for either September 11th or September 12th. So you can go ahead and click on one of those 2 registration links and sign up for our next meeting. Okay. Our LACO certificated employees, okay? I'm just going over the protocols with you. You also saw these protocols on page 3 of the MOU, okay? So nothing has changed in terms of your hourly rate. Your hourly rate is still $52 an hour. Okay, whenever we do our forums or our trainings like today, this counts as a half-day training because we stayed under 3.5 hours. So you'll be paid $78 for today's training. Okay, once I verify your attendance, I'll go ahead and I'll email you with where we're going to place this training. Because we are at the tail end of payroll, I normally don't like to do meetings in this last week of the month. So I will be asking you to log this meeting in September. Okay. Thank you, Jim. So yeah, so please don't log anything for today. If you did log anything for today, I'll see it and then I'll take your name off for the September, okay? But I like to always make sure that I get your attendance with the Zoom report and then tell you that we'll log it in September, okay? You,
Nicole, if we're meeting our candidates this week, just slide that to next week, like I asked you in my email earlier, okay?
yeah,
with-
that's fine.
Okay, I don't want, like I said, I don't want them to go into a tizzy, so.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
And I think, you know, technically when I was in payroll today, UKG technically is still open right now, but I'm pretty sure it'll be locked tomorrow. So if you do have any, you know, last minute things to add in, do it tonight, okay? And then I'll check the errors tomorrow.
All right, and you're gonna input this session, we don't do it, right?
I will tell you what to input. Well, and Jim, you're special because you do the admin program. Why are
No,
you
but-
asking that?
Oh, but I'm, okay, but what I mean is, are you inputting this session into our hours or are we doing it?
I'll do the mentor log for you, but you'll do the UKG. But
I'm
you
sorry.
don't do UKG.
UKG stands for what? I'm having a brain freeze here.
Jim, you're in the admin program, so yes, they log your hours for you.
I'll talk to you later.
We'll
I'm
talk
sorry.
later.
I know where to find you.
Um, your in-person observation for the execute tools, that's where you get the hour and a half, okay? That will be $78 because it's the 52 hour and a half, okay? Your mentor logs should match UKG. UKG is where we input all of our time, okay? I saw a question in the chat, what is UKG? If you are someone who is employed by your district, you don't have UKG. These are only the people who are employed by LACO. And once you clear, if you are a new mentor, you will get access to UKG once you clear HR, okay? Let's see, the final date for payroll is May 20th. Okay, because remember, our candidates are trying to get everything turned in by May 16th. So our May 20th payroll should be our last payroll. Okay, so plan accordingly. For payroll, okay, we want to make sure that both the mentor logs and UKG are in by the 20th of the month. So this means that you need to estimate if you're having a meeting between the 20th and the 31st, that you're doing a mentor log ahead of time and you're doing UKG ahead of time. Because remember, these two things need to match. You can't just put it in UKG and not do a mentor log, okay? So if you're estimating when you are meeting between the 20th and the 31st, you do it in both places, okay? Let's say you added the meeting and the meeting never happened, then contact me and then I'll do something on the back end, okay? So I have good faith in you that you are holding true to that meeting. So I trust you to get that meeting done. Okay. If that meeting didn't happen, okay, then talk to me. Okay. And we'll clear it up. Okay. Do I log today's meeting? Let's wait because we're closing out payroll. I will send you when to log it. Okay. Give me a day. Okay. Now, here are some LACO required trainings, okay? And I'm just going to say this might be different for each of you, depending when you were hired, okay? And when you were rolled over into the system, okay? There was this, we know every year that we need to do mandated reporter training. I think it just got dropped into your Target Solutions this week. Okay, so please log in. When I did my first trainings, it wasn't dropped in yet. Okay, but now I think it is dropped in. At least I got my notification that it was dropped into my Target Solutions. So I'm thinking it got dropped into your Target Solutions.
It
Okay.
came yesterday. The email came.
Okay. All right. So once you complete your mandated reporter training, okay, I have a place in Canvas for you to upload your picture. of your certificate, okay? Please don't email it to me. Right now, my email, I'm trying to get everybody matched right now, okay? So just drop your certificate into Canvas with the link that I just put in the chat, or if you have the slides open. And then next month, I'm gonna go and start checking everyone's certificates and telling you what to add in UKG to get paid for it. Okay, it's a place for me to keep all of your certificates all in one place and to keep my inbox free. Okay. The other one, oh, Sydney, thank you for raising your hand. Is this about mandated reporter?
Can you remind me how long that one is? Do you remember about
It
how long?
should be less than an hour. We give you an hour of compensation. Yeah.
You remember? I know one of them is long, but maybe that's that one. Yeah,
The
Should-
workplace violence is an hour and a half, Sydney.
that's the one I'm thinking. That's the one I took. I was like, maybe that was the one that was long.
Oh, that video was only 45 minutes.
No,
No,
Did they
that's
change it?
long.
no.
Chelsea, I see a hand raised.
Yes, I have to do all of these trainings for my district. I've done like 4 hours worth of trainings. Is it possible to like take a screenshot of the certification of completion of the trainings, or do I have to do the LACO ones?
It has to be the LACO one, unfortunately.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
sorry, but you will be
It's
paid
okay.
for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now,
Nicole,
uh-huh, go
I
ahead.
am
Yes.
so sorry. I'm on my phone and I can't do the raising of the hand. I apologize.
It's okay.
For the mandated reporter training, when I did it, it said to send it to HR, so I didn't take a picture of the certificate.
Yeah, for you, Yasmin,
Yeah.
you are a new employee, so that's part of your onboarding for being a new employee.
Okay, so I don't need to send it to you through Canvas?
You don't need to send it to me because they're still trying to just onboard you.
Okay, and then the workplace violence prevention, I see it, but I can't access it yet.
Yeah,
So
because
that-
you're not cleared from HR
Perfect.
yet. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing with some people have this workplace violence training, some people don't. And I don't know why, but if HR didn't put it in your account, you don't got to do it. Okay. If you have it there, it is required. You will be paid for it. So let me put in the link where you can upload this certificate. Okay. Again, this is in Canvas. Okay. And once things calm down in the next month, I'll make sure that you get paid to complete this workplace violence if it is there. If it is not there, you do not need to self-assign trainings to yourself. Okay. HR will catch it if you need to do a training. When I first started doing the mentor trainings, some people had the creating an inclusive environment for LGBTQIA and individuals training. Okay, this one is an optional training. It's encouraged, but you don't have to do it. And I think if it was there, it might have been deleted when they were getting ready for the new year. So if it's there, you can go ahead and take it, but this is not one that you are compensated for. Okay, Jennifer.
Hi, when I clicked on the survey link that you put in the chat, it took me to log into my LACO, which I have saved in like a different
Yep.
like browser, you know. So is this the same thing as the August Mentor Forum in the Canvas? Or is this something different? Because there's a assignment in the Canvas that says August Mentor Forum. Is this the same? Does this count as the August Mentor Forum, or is that something else?
Oh,
That's
the
last-
August Mentor Forum, that is the link to the survey.
So it is the same thing. It's the same thing.
There is, so when I'm in here, there's a place for you to upload your workplace violence training, and there's a place to upload your mandated reporter
Oh.
training.
I'm just talking about the survey where it says, like, if you go to like grades, it says August Mentor Forum.
Yeah, so when you're in module 1, this August Mentor Forum, that's the survey for how
That-
this training went. Yeah,
That's the same thing. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
yeah. Virginia. You're muted, Virginia.
unmute. Sorry, I was trying to unmute. You know, I'm having both emails being used. So HR is using the district email, so that's one of the things I've noticed. And then I'm getting nothing on the personal one. So I'm trying to figure out which one I should be using. So I have a Canvas account because I'm national board. So I'm getting confused with that one and then Lakeco. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this work.
Let's just talk later and then I can set your, if you want it to all be in the same account, I can use your national board one so that you could just log into one place and then have everything in one place.
Well, I can just switch myself, right? I think there's a place that lets me switch accounts.
Yeah, you'll be able, when you're in here and you click on your dashboard, you'll
So then it won't matter which.
yeah, you'll be able to
email
see
I'm
your
using.
national board class and you'll be able to see your mentor class.
So it doesn't matter. Okay.
Mhm.
But HR is sending me to LAUSD instead of my charter. Just letting you know, because you tried to switch me. to
Oh.
charter. I know, that's what I'm so sorry. That really is my fault.
It's okay.
So,
And then Virginia, you lead me to my next point. Okay. Once you get fully hired, you will have a Lakeco email. Okay.
hey, I
And
saw that.
so please, for everyone that's in here, don't forget that you have a Lakeco email. This is where HR, once you get onboarded, this is where HR communicates from, or IT, this is where they communicate from. So once you get onboarded with Lakeco, that's the email that they're going to start to use because you'll be a Lakeco employee moving forward. A tip that I would do is if you don't check this email regularly, if you go into settings, you can set up forwarding so that all of your Lakeco emails get sent to whatever your preferred emails are. Okay. Okay, so that's all of my announcements. Okay, this is your homework for between now and September 30th. You want to make sure that you're working on your MOU, and that MOU should really be completed before you start working with your candidate. Okay. If you need to make any changes to your personal profile, that you are uploading that. We spent some time working on our mentor goals. Okay, so please make sure that you complete the green and yellow sections. Okay, and then we're taking that survey at the end that you probably have already done. Okay, so if you want to explore Canvas, you can. If you want to explore the new tools, you can. If you want to log out, you can. We are done for the night. Okay. I am going to stay on and with everyone who has their hand raised or that want to come off mute. I'm also putting my email, work number, and sorry, I'm just trying to copy this link, last link of the night. Okay, there we go. If anyone needs to book time with me, I put that link in the chat and we can work through some tools. Okay. So good night, everyone. And then I will stay on and talk it out with some. Okay. Virginia, do you still have your hand raised or was that still up from the last? Okay, got it. Lucy, what can I help you with?
You were going to just check on that candidate for me.
Oh yeah. Can I just email you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I have it written down. I put it on a Post-it. So I'll check.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I just have too many windows open right now. Danny.
Hi, Nicole. You know, you kind of mentioned about us putting in the stuff for UKG.
Yeah, I'm gonna send your stuff to your, I have Bridget and Roberto that I've already been communicating with.
Okay. So, and then they're gonna handle the rest of it.
Yeah, so you just make sure that every time you meet with your candidate that you're doing that mentor log. And then 2 times a month, I'm gonna reach out to Bridget to input your time. And I'll always CC you on that email so that you know that it's been submitted.
Send it to Robert Amaya. He's the one that handles most of it. He's
Robert,
the office
okay.
manager.
I have both of it,
Yeah.
but I'll put a little star right here.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny. Dulce.
Hi, Nicole. I think you mentioned this a few times probably, but if you're not a new mentor and you don't need to change anything on your personal profile, we don't need to upload that to Canvas. Is that correct?
No, yep, you could leave it blank.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hey, Roxy.
Hi. Okay, I think I know the answer to this, but my computer, it's new, it's beautiful, but it wasn't taking every time I went to a document, it was like, you can't have it because whatever. So I finally got it working, but I want to make sure that all those links that you gave us are links from Canvas, right?
Yes.
So there's nothing that I'm not going to be able to go, because I went trying to open it and every single one said, no, you can't open it. But now
Oh.
that, yeah, there was something wrong with the way I was signed in here, but
Got it.
but
Yeah.
I'm going to be able, because I do know how to use the Canvas, and it's all from Canvas.
Yes.
There's nothing special that
Yeah, it's just a personal preference. You know,
Okay.
some people like to use Canvas to access all the tools. Some people like to use the tool spreadsheet to access the tools, whatever you prefer.
But well, I'm not thinking about the tools. I'm thinking about the submission of the like the submitting the paperwork.
Yeah. So when
It's in
you log
Canvas.
into Canvas,
Yeah, I'm logged in, so I
Okay.
just want to make sure there wasn't something I'm gonna miss. Because
yeah.
I only have the child abuse listed.
So yeah, when you're in Canvas and you click on modules, right?
Yeah.
Here's those things for you to upload right there in modules. So there's
Okay,
MOU, there's the personal profile, there's the workplace violence, and there's the mandated reporter. And
okay, perfect.
click on each of those things, there's the directions and the links built into that.
Okay, so you were just being thorough, okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that I
I
wouldn't. be
like
able
to
turn in.
do the links in the chat just because for some people, it's easier to click on in
Okay.
the chat and get it done immediately. But I like that you know how to use Canvas.
I've already broken the rule, because I started with my candidates. They called me and they were like, we're in school. Where are you? I'm like, I'm not done yet. You know, I wasn't ready. But since they told me they were in school, and I know since I'm doing this for about 18, 19 years, it's like, you're supposed to go ahead and start. So
Yeah.
I did start. So I did submit for UKG, and I don't think we did. I'm just gonna have us all fill up the forms, the logs, because
Yeah.
I know we messed up on those because they kept switching days because it's the first week of school.
If it's wrong, I'll find you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna try to get, because I'm meeting with them on Thursday, and oh no, you said do the logs before, like today. So, okay, all right, I'm gonna get with them.
We're gonna get back in the swing of things. And Roxanne, if it doesn't work out, you can log it in September. Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to, because they called me, and one of them has gone from 5th grade to 3rd grade, and he's freaking out. And I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure that everything I was doing was right. So I'm logging in. We've already met, and we're going to continue to meet. Thank you so. Oh, and by the way, that's good, because both of these people started in November last year.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah.
year is going to look like so smooth.
It's gonna be smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amelia.
Hi, Nicole. So I'm wondering if because I'm new to LACO this year and they're still onboarding me that I can't access Canvas. Oh.
You should have access to Canvas. Hold on.
So I went through my old emails and I was able to go in with the welcome email to that was the password that I used for the mandated reporter training that I submitted.
Uh-huh.
But it won't let me do anything else.
Oh,
So I can't.
Yeah, so Canvas, hold on. I'm gonna put this in the chat.
Nicole, I'm gonna jump in because I'm having the same issue. So I can't get to the survey, and that's what I was waiting for to let you know.
Yeah, so here's the link to Canvas. So Canvas is not in the LACO portal, it's a separate website. Okay. And so Amelia, I'm looking at your login. It's miss.ramos@ht-la. It's that username. And it says
Okay.
that you accepted the class. So if you if you click on, yeah, and it says that you've been in there for 6 minutes and 31 seconds on
Oh, okay.
August 14th. So,
Okay, so that must have been at work.
so yeah, so this is a separate website. It's not attached to the LACO staff portal. So
Okay.
save this one, the LACO.instructor, save this one
Okay.
as a bookmark.
Okay.
The LACO staff portal, that's going to be for your Zoom account. That's going to be for your LACO email. That's going to be for your LACO payroll tracker.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but everything that we do is housed in Canvas for the
Okay.
program, like all of the tools and whatnot.
Okay. And part of my problem was I'm working from my personal laptop right now, and I had to leave my work laptop at school. And so I guess the account is only linked with my school account. Okay.
Yeah, and it's really just that's just your username to get in.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to add your personal account, I can show you how to add your, hold on, let me. Okay. So when I'm logged in here in Canvas, I can
Okay.
click on account. And hold on, what do I click on? Profile or settings? Let me click on settings. Hold on, I'm experimenting. Yeah. Okay, so account and settings. And then over in the top right corner, you can add another email.
I see. Okay.
So the HTLA, that's your login. But
Right.
if you want to add additional, like your personal one, you can add that right here.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much.
And then Yasmin, I looked at yours. Your login is your Bixby email. And it says that you've logged in already too.
Yeah, I remember using that LACO Jasmine _ Trujillo @laco.edu. So it changes once you're in.
No, so for Canvas uses your Bixby email to log you in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right, Jim, I'm ready for
I'll
you.
try it. Let me try it right now while you're here.
It's probably a dumb question, but to what extent are you going to be caring if we use our non-LACO professional email versus our LACO professional email to communicate with our candidates?
I don't care.
Because I know the admin program, there was a directive to try and use LACO.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Outlook. It seems a little clumsy compared to Gmail, but that's just me.
Yeah, for me, I don't care as long as you're communicating with them.
Okay, I won't quote you if it comes up. Okay, thanks, Nicole. Good job.
Did you want to talk about the other, like the payroll or anything?
No,
No?
because you told me anything that I do this week, I'll just do it next week. But my question was, do I put in the hour and a half for today, or you're going to plug that in? You're going
I'll
to do
plug
that?
it in. For you, I plug it in.
Yeah.
Because
And then what
you
I'll
do our
do,
mentor with the admin program.
yeah,
And
so
we do something
and I don't
different.
know how many other double dippers there are, but for the mandated reporter, I'll probably just throw that in with the admin hours.
Yep.
But I'll send the certificate to you like I did with the workplace thing as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. Happy Labor Day. Bye.
Yeah. Hey, Lynn.
Yeah, I sent you an email, but I got those 2 new teachers
Okay.
and I met with one on Monday. I'm meeting with one tomorrow.
Okay.
But since our logs, I did do the mentor log, but the UKG, it goes in on the 20th, so I didn't add it in there.
It's still open right now. Do you
Yeah,
want
if
to
I
try
put
to
it
log
in
it
there
in?
though, will they be able to capture it or?
Yeah, as long as it's not locked, it'll capture. But if it's locked and you can't do it, then we'll save it for next month.
Okay, I don't know if it's locked or not, but I'll try putting that in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess they don't want me to do the workplace thing because it's not in there.
That's great for you.
The mandated reporter thing, I couldn't get a certificate. I think I sent you a screenshot.
Okay. I'll check.
That it was ended, but whatever. And I think I paid myself. I don't
Well,
remember.
I'll see it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just add this to UKG, and if it won't let me, then I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and then we'll move the log over to September.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thanks,
You're
Lynn.
great.
Thanks so much for presenting today too.
Oh, my pleasure. You're the best.
You're the best. Hey, Virginia.
Ooh, there's a lot of learning. Okay.
I
Wow.
see you have the fan on your hair.
You know, the learning curve is high for me and I apologize. It's just that I'm got the other one that I was doing with my district.
Mhm.
And now this one seems, there's a lot of paperwork and I'm learning how to use Canvas more with you now. So forgive me. I'm like even trying to figure out how to upload this, the MOU,
I can
which I
help
know
you.
you've already uploaded for me because I emailed it to you, but still should learn how to do that. So I guess I just have to follow the steps, right? Just kind of, because right now I typed it out and then I have to figure out how to upload it because I could just scan this on my phone and I don't know if I can upload it, but I think it
Yeah.
sounds like I should be able to upload it through their steps.
Yeah, and I can show you. Did I see that you just booked office hours too?
I did. So maybe that would be probably the better.
Yeah, so during the office hours, I'll have you just share your screen and then I can help walk you through how to download and upload and not a problem.
Okay, and it sounds like I just have to hit on the modules and then it tells me everything that I need to do. That's what I'm seeing. So it's extremely organized. I really do appreciate that. So I guess I just have to start playing with it more. So I can see
Yeah,
everything,
once you get that first module kind of under your belt, you'll see
how it flows.
how it flows because yeah, it's just picking the tool, doing the tool, send it to them to upload, you know?
Okay. And just to
Yeah.
let you know, HR is sending the stuff to my LAUSD, so I haven't seen it on my private. So so
Okay.
there's a lag now, so I'm responding to the BA, my district
Mhm.
until we figure out which email address.
I wonder why they're using, did you
I think you did it on your end, but it may not have populated through HR. So I'm just
you
gonna
know why? So you have your LAUSD is in EdJoin.
and what's EdJoin? Is that the
That's
LACO?
how you applied for
Yes, that's
Sure.
how I applied. That is correct. And then you and I made the change afterwards because if I ever leave my district, they cut me off like that. And then
Right.
like, oh my
Mhm.
God, I'll lose my
But I
email.
think, yeah, HR, because they pull everything from EdJoin, that's the email that they
That's
have
what
for
happened.
you. Mhm.
Well, I will just
So
respond.
I updated it on my system and my
I know you were on
content.
top of it. So I should just continue to do HR on the district until I get the
Yeah, but
email
you know what?
from.
Why don't you also tell them, like, can we use this email moving forward? You know?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that they can update it on their end. But that's why they're using the LA Unified because that's what's in your file when you applied.
Yes, that is correct. Totally my fault. I got it. You were on it. You were. Thank you so much. I look
Of
forward.
course, I'll see you for office hours.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey, Nancy, how are you doing?
Hi, Nicole. I sent you an email, but I know you're very busy right now. It's in regards to the Target Solutions, the mandated reporter.
Okay.
It won't allow me to play it says media player not available.
Oh.
So I sent an email to the support team, but
Something that might work, I don't know if this will or not. Sometimes if you open it in another browser, so like if you're in Google Chrome or if you're in
Okay.
Safari or I think Bing is another like
so try another. I'm on
internet.
Chrome, so try something else. Okay.
Yeah, it might. I'm not sure. But sometimes when I notice things aren't really working, I go into another browser and then it magically works.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but
Or Nancy, you
Yes.
might need to, depending on a computer, you might need to load a media player up to your computer to play those kinds of videos.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to like upload that separately for it to do it for you.
Yeah, because I did the mandated reporter for my district also videos and that was fine, but the LACO one, it wouldn't allow me to play it. But I'll try a different browser. That might help then.
yeah, sometimes if you restart your computer too, because it might have some updates,
Right.
just and your computer will naturally update, that might help too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for everything. Have a good evening.
you too.
Thank you.
Hey, Yasmin.
Hi, sorry. So joke's on me today because I came home early to make sure everything was working. And everything's down. So when I try, I'm on my phone. So when I try to do this survey on the phone, it's asking me to download a student app for Canvas. It won't let